week. So I have 6 games a week, so I'm happy rather than just having 1 game a week, on the weekend. So the scout team receivers, all of us, we all know like every day's game day, and we definitely approach everything in that fashion and everything, because I truly believe the receivers we have on the scout team is really explosive and they're really great. They just need an opportunity. So, yeah, I'm very thankful. I have those guys, out there with me whenever I'm out there competing.
The buzz around college football never slows, but when Shedeur Sanders opened up about his scout team family, it hit differently. This wasn't the usual highlight reel or flashy stat line. Instead, it was a window into the culture, the grind, and the unsung backbone of a program. Shedeur's words struck a chord because they revealed something raw, a quarterback who sees value not just in the spotlight, but in the overlooked warriors grinding alongside him in the shadows.
It's a learning thing. It's a learning every day. I'm in a great position to sit back, understand the game plan, understand everything that the NFL is. So, I'm ready for my opportunity whenever that happens. But in this time that I'm not out there physically playing, I would say I'm growing everywhere.
Shedeur could have kept it all about himself. After all, his name alone pulls headlines, his game pulls crowds, and his last name carries weight in every stadium he steps into. But instead, he chose to shine light on the scout team, the group that doesn't get credit on Saturdays yet bleeds just as much in practice. The message was clear. Those reps, those battles, and those unsung efforts build more than depth charts. They build family.
This is the straight definition of what Shedeur meant when he gonna get time to cook and marinate and sitting on the sideline and just learning and being ready and getting prepared better for when his opportunity comes. This is what I was telling y'all about when it was reported that Shedeur was getting no scout team reps. What I mean.
For a quarterback constantly under the microscope, speaking out about his scout team family is a rare twist. It reminded fans that success doesn't sprout from hype alone. Behind every touchdown pass and highlight play lies an army of players grinding away in anonymity. Shedeur didn't just acknowledge them, he elevated them. He framed the scout team as more than bodies to simulate opponents. He called them brothers, motivators, and the real backbone of the team's growth.
Being able to go against the D-line every day is good because it helps me work on different things every day. But it's like tightening up my drop, not getting too deep in the pocket, being able to get through the read super quickly, not like super fast because you don't miss stuff sometimes if you do that. But being able to narrow down on things, just being comfortable.
This resonated deeply because it spoke to football's true nature. The scout team doesn't get TV time, but they face the starters every single day, absorbing hits, wearing down, and still showing up with energy that fuels the entire program. Shedeur spotlighting that family dynamic flipped the narrative. Suddenly, fans weren't just talking about his throws, they were talking about the grit and loyalty that keeps the engine running.
My message to Shedeur Sanders will be this: the Tom Brady's of the world, the Kurt Warners of the world, the Dak Prescotts of the world, all these great quarterbacks, they have something in common. They weren't the day one starter, or people weren't looking at them to be the franchise. They were ready for the opportunity and they seized that opportunity. So Shedeur Sanders, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
It also revealed Shedeur's leadership in a way stats never could. A quarterback isn't just measured by yards or touchdowns, he's measured by the respect he gives and receives. By speaking out about the scout team, Shedeur proved he's not just a talent. He's a leader who understands the importance of every moving part. His voice carried weight, and in those words, he pulled the overlooked into the center of the story.
I agree with this here. I agree. It's what he showed beyond the statistics. Showed himself that he's a leader, but I think people pretty much knew that. I do. I think they pretty much knew that he was a big-time leader, was a personality, wasn't afraid of moments. That, and being calm under pressure, he showed that he was in control.
For the players grinding in scout uniforms, hearing their quarterback call them family had to hit like a game-winning drive. They're the unsung heroes who rarely get applause, but in that moment, Shedeur gave them the recognition they deserved. He reminded everyone that championships aren't built on stars alone. They're built on sweat, sacrifice, and unity.
Look at here. Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, has broken his silence about his scout team reps. Mary Kay Cadman, the beat writer for the Cleveland Browns, interviewed Shedeur Sanders. He broke his silence about that scout team reps, and he said he liked what he's doing.
Fans reacted instantly, with social media lighting up over Shedeur's comments. Some praised his maturity, others pointed out how refreshing it was to see a high-profile athlete humble enough to credit the unglamorous side of football. The viral reaction proved that authenticity still matters. In a world of headlines chasing clicks, Shedeur's focus on family and team-first values cut through the noise like a perfectly thrown spiral.
If Zach Jackson and him and everybody else that we talked to have said that Shedeur looks good, he looks really good. He looks better. And we got Zach that say Dylan Gabriel ain't even an NFL quarterback.
That's true.
So how is it that this man can't get a rep with the ones, but that non-NFL quarterback can?
We all
what
agree with
sense
that.
does that make?
It makes no sense.
Clearly, the guys.
And make no mistake, this wasn't just talk. Shedeur has walked that path. He knows the grind, the overlooked hours, the importance of every player's role. That's why his words carried weight. They weren't hollow compliments. They were truths spoken from experience. When a leader calls the scout team family, it changes the entire culture. It tells every player their effort matters, even if the cameras aren't watching.
Reps, but like I've said in all my videos, I think the biggest thing we need to listen to is Shedeur himself. He has come off as humble, understanding the media, patient in every single time. So when the haters are saying that he's a bum and he should be cut, and maybe some people are saying that he should be mad, Shedeur Sanders knows that he's waiting for his time, the perfect time. God's timing, man. So what we're going to do is hear from Shedeur Sanders speak from Cleveland.
The ripple effect of his message stretches far beyond practice fields. It redefines what leadership looks like in modern college football. In an era obsessed with NIL deals, rankings, and highlight packages, Shedeur redirected attention back to the roots, the brotherhood. He showed that for all the glitz surrounding him, he hasn't lost sight of the game's foundation.
We'll talk about Shedeur again, and he likes to have fun out there, is the best I can describe it. You know, he comes on the field and he's going up to the receivers and like thinking of celebrations to do when we score, like creating celebrations and all that, and that's awesome. It lightens up the mood. Everyone feels like, so you go in there, especially the first couple of days of minicamp, and everyone's tight, everyone's stiff, everyone's like, I can't make a mistake, I can't mistake. And he's coming up to you asking, you think he has an important question for you? He's like, hey, twin, what celebration you want to do?
The scout team, often dismissed as background noise, suddenly became the center of the story because Shedeur chose to speak. He gave them a voice through his own, and in doing so, he reminded fans why football is more than spectacle. It's about shared struggle, trust, and unity. This wasn't just another soundbite to fill sports talk radio. It was a declaration of values. Shedeur Sanders, the rising star with everything to lose and everything to gain, put respect above ego. And in the process, he proved that leadership isn't about spotlight. It's about how far you'll go to lift the people around you.
Now, Shedeur Sanders has finally broken his silence. Shedeur Sanders had a lot to say because everybody was trying to figure out, was he getting, scout team reps? And it seems that, Shedeur Sanders is happy, where he's at in the NFL right now because he knows that he's going to get his opportunity. And he said he's ready for his opportunity. But before we get off into that, we partnered up with Underdog Fantasy, and this is a word from our sponsor.
Underdog Fantasy is the best way to play fantasy sports, let me tell you.
So, while analysts may continue to break down his arm strength or debate his pro potential, the real story is bigger. Shedeur, speaking out about his scout team family, turned the spotlight on the unsung, the grinders, the glue guys. It's not just about wins and losses, it's about the culture he's shaping, one word at a time. And that culture, the family-first mindset, is what could define his legacy long after the highlight reels fade. Because touchdowns win games, but family wins respect. And in this viral moment, Shedeur Sanders just proved he's building both.